Hi everyone, I'm Matthew Hidalgo. I'm this year's senior advisor, and I'm here with Dr. Farmer and Dr. Pennycuff. Thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. For having us.
Of course. Our first question is, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been a part of the program?
Sure. I'm Dr. Farmer. I was born and raised here in Galveston, and I love living on the island, raising my kids here on the island. I completed medical school and residency here at UTMB. I have been the associate program director for our department for about 14 years, and I just assumed the role of program director in July of 2020, and Dr. Pennycuff assumed the role of associate program director.
And a little bit about myself. I'm from Houston, been there probably majority of my life. And I went to medical school at Texas A&M and found my way to residency in Galveston. I finished residency a couple of years ago, and this is my second year as faculty, as well as starting as associate program director.
Wow, congratulations to both of you. Those are two big accomplishments. So the first question is, what do you love most about your program?
So basically what I like the most about our program is that we just have this great sense of family. Mm-hmm. We are always there for each other. We're there for weddings, baby showers, life events, everything. We do all sorts of events all the time. With COVID, it's been a little different, mm-hmm. but we've turned our family and resident events to hangouts and Zoom hangouts and FaceTime and whatnot. So we're still able to hang out and do a lot of things with our residents and faculty, but it looks a little bit different for the foreseeable future. Also, we just have a good sense of wellness. We're always there for each other, and we just always have a lookout for all of our members, and we're just really one big family, and that's my favorite part.
Wow.
I would have to agree that really it's the people, because we truly are a family here at UTMB, and our wellness is actually just part of our everyday experience. It kind of goes hand in hand with our program's culture. Our department gets along really well with the administration and other departments. We have great relationships with our nurses. And as Dr. Pennycuff said, lots of social events, even virtual social events now that COVID is occurring.
Wow, UTMB sounds like a close-knit group. Something else, really? Yeah, I can tell. Something else that we'd like to know is, what's the most unique aspect of your program?
Well, I would say that it's our diverse patient population and a focus on both education and quality care. Mm-hmm. We're fortunate enough to get to care for the Shrine Pediatric Burn Hospital. Our residents get skilled at fiber optic intubations, line placements, and volume resuscitation in pediatric patients. In fact, pediatric and adult burns occupy a significant part of our trauma cases. We also care for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice patients, and this population has quite a wide range of diseases from very, very sick to very, very healthy. On the quality end, UTMB Galveston is recognized nationwide as one of the top 15 teaching hospitals in our, nationwide.
Wow.
And also, it's due to our quality outcomes. Our patient care facilities are growing. We're no longer isolated only to the island. So this brings a very diverse group of surgeons and surgical cases, allowing our residents to work in both private practice setting and more academic-like feeling. And with these different facilities located between Galveston and Houston, our residents have a wide variety of choices when it comes to living options.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Dr. Pennycuff, you want to add anything?
No, I'm good. That was so good.
Yeah, it was really comprehensive. I was like, oh, that's a hard follow-up.
I would say what's more commonly mentioned as unique is our CA1 year,
okay,
split year, but that is covered quite well on our website. So if you guys have questions about that, we'll be happy to answer.
Perfect. We'll refer them to your website for that. Thank you for adding. The next question is, since we can't really travel to Galveston, unfortunately, we want to know a little bit about it. So what do you love most about Galveston?
I'll start because I was born and raised here, and I love living here. I love growing up here, raising my kids here. I just like being outside and being able to go to the seawall, see the water, come home, see the water. It feels like a little bit of a vacation at at the end of each day.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about Galveston, I'm from Houston, so I'm a foodie. I love trying all the new foods, and not saying I don't eat at chain restaurants, but I just love and just discovering new things, and that's all that Galveston is. There's a lot of restaurants that have been there for 20 years, family owned, and I love trying new things and going out on the seawall or on the strand and getting those new Galveston experiences. So if you like trying new things, food, fresh seafood, really fresh seafood, that's probably one of my favorite things to do about Galveston.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's an amazing recommendation. I'll have to try it out next time in Galveston. So this next part of the interview focuses more on the application itself. So how do you weigh the different components of an application to determine who to interview?
That's a very good question. And this year with the virtual process, it's one we've really been working on with the anticipated increase in number of applications. Mm-hmm. And we will continue to look at the applicant's success in medical school, their board scores, their regional medical school location. But we are also this year going to survey the applications for special interests in our program.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Pennycuff, do you have anything to add on this one?
Yeah, just to add that we totally understand that COVID has made everything different for applicants, and it's the same thing for us. And we are seeing that, and we feel you guys, and we are taking that into consideration when looking at everybody's application.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sure everybody watching has like a sense of like relief when they hear that. So thank you. So in a month or so, whenever you give interviews to applicants, they may be watching this video to prep. So how do you weigh these very brief interactions to compose your rank order list?
Well, we always had about 20-minute interactions with our faculty interviews, and so that part of it isn't that different. But during the interview process, we evaluate the entire application. We look for fit with our specialty as well as with our program. We really take into account what our resident evaluations say about each of the applicants. This year, our faculty will also score applicants' responses to some behavioral and situational type questions, which we hope to provide a more well-rounded look at each applicant.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So in March, people are going to match at your program, and they're going to be super excited. And then once that wears off, they're going to be wondering, how am I going to do well next year? So what makes a successful resident at your program?
What makes a resident successful at our program is that they're hardworking and they're willing to be part of our team. If you kind of have those two things together, you're gonna do well. We want somebody who's into learning and just wants to be the best anesthesiologist that they want to be. And if you are a good team player, then you're gonna fit in.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Farmer, any advice?
I really don't have much to add, other than what sort of goes hand in hand with that is the residents being organized with good communication skills. That facilitates their working well in a team, and if they're dedicated to learning, they'll do great.
Thank you so much. That's excellent advice. Our last question is geared more towards the first through third year medical students. What advice do you have for them going forward in their pursuit to become an anesthesiologist?
So good advice that we have for our third year medical students as well as fourth year medical students is do well on in your clerkships and do well on your non-clinical clerkships going into medical school. And as you're doing well, you're going to get those great letters of recommendation along the way. If you're able to get some exposure into anesthesia, such as shadowing or joining an anesthesia interest group, we highly suggest that. And if you can also do other things, such as join a component society like you are, like ASA or your state society, that would also be awesome. And you can take part in anesthesia research if you like research as well. Other than that, if you, when you're doing your electives or your AIs or auditioning rotations, and you come and shadow with us, and you do well, that would be a very exciting and great opportunity as well for medical students.
Excellent. Dr. Farmer, do you have any advice for them?
I agree with everything Dr. Pennycuff said. Sometimes at different programs, you don't have much opportunity to be with an anesthesia group or a department, but those that do, or anybody who has any kind of access to anesthesia, just seek opportunities to participate, whether it's shadowing, volunteering for parts of their didactic program, helping with mock OSCEs or other kind of simulation activities. All those things give you presence in the department, and people really enjoy that.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Farmer, Dr. Pennycuff, thank you so much on behalf of ASA-MSC for sharing the great aspects of UTMB and for your heartfelt advice. It's very much appreciated.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. You're welcome.